Yevgeny Beloshakin.
Ken, he is clearly the #1 goalie. He may have lost on Wednesday night. He wasn't the victor. However, they are going with him again. He has at times been inconsistent. He played well except for a couple of breakdowns, but that was a couple too many against the NHL team. At the other end, Coach Jean Perron, Bob Johnson, and Michel Bergeron aren't going to change a thing, going with Grant Fuhr.
Soviets are in red, the NHL All-Stars in white. Rick Green has the puck. He's on defense with Rod Langway. Up front, Dale Howard-Chuck with Dave Poulin and Kevin Dineen. As the NHL shoots the puck in, Vyacheslav Fedosov in the corner. He's teamed with Alexei Kasatonov. He's number 7, the other defenseman. Kasatonov with the puck up front. Larionov, Krutov, and Markov. Green for the NHL. Half a minute gone. First period. Second game of this 2-game Rendezvous-87 set in Quebec-City. Poulin driving the puck into the corner, and Vladimir Krutov backboard. He overskates. Howard-Chuck sends it behind the net, and this is Kasatonov, the playmaker, and a dandy pass up to Igor Larionov. Number 11, Larionov, the 26-year-old centerman, spotting Krutov. Makarov is the other forward. He is number 24, and the Soviets change players. The NHL clears the zone. It'll be icing. Vyacheslav Fedosov touches the puck. Icing against the NHL. Faceoff comes back near Grant Fuhr. Bill Clement, the question. What does Viktor Tikhonov, the Soviets, do here? What does the NHL do? What do we look for in the first few minutes of the game?
Ken, I think the Soviets on Wednesday night were waiting for the NHL All-Stars to come out and be far more aggressive than they were. They expected the worst, and you know what? It didn't happen. I think with that in mind, they are going to come out and be more aggressive than they were on Wednesday night.
John Perron and his staff, Michel Bergeron of the Quebec Nordiques and Bob Johnson of the Calgary Flames.
The plan was really outstanding. And the hitting gets going early. Perhaps the NHL is going to give the Soviets all they can handle physically in the early going. This is Dave Poulin running at young Tatarinov, the strong defenseman who is really the Soviets' most aggressive player. And I noticed on Wednesday night that when the NHL team did play very aggressively, they went out of their way to really take it to Tatarinov to show the strong man, the aggressive player of the Soviet Union, that if they had to do business, they could do business.
They're set for the face-off near Grant Fuhr. The NHL, obviously without Paul Coffey, Markow, Mike Bossy. They didn't make the trip here out with injuries. Tim Kerr has gone home, and Tomas Sandstrom, who had a rib injury, played in Game 1, is out with an ankle injury. The NHL, Gretzky leaving the puck, and the play broken up. A chance for Tatarinov, the defenseman, for the Soviets. Stamak can't play it, and Svetlov overskates. And the puck comes to Yari Curry. Out to Chris Chelios, right onto the stick of Mark Messier, and the shot deflected wide. Vasily Pervukin, number 5 for the Soviet Union, has his pass broken up. Yari Curry playing it off the boards for Esa Tikkanen. This is the Gretzky-Edmonton line. You'll recall they scored very early in Game 1 on Wednesday night. Tikkanen keeping the puck in. Gretzky unable to center initially, and then Curry was just a stride ahead of the timing on that play. For the Soviets, Sergei Svetlov. Svetlov taken out by Chelios. Then Kaminsky sends the puck behind the net, and here's Boston's Ray Bourque. Head manning to Glenn Anderson. Gretzky can't take the pass. It's cleared out by Starikov. The NHL flipping the puck in. That's Tikkanen. Just sort of batting it in as though this were handball. The Soviets come out of their own end, and they do so crisply. Valery Kaminsky, the youngster, number 13, over to Bykov. And a good save by Fuhr on Vyacheslav Bykov. Now, the Soviets trying to get that puck control, and Norman Roach for the Quebec Nordique defenseman intercepts. There'll be no icing. They say the Soviets could have played the puck in the neutral zone. Starikov playing the puck around the boards, kept in by Ulf Samuelsson, the defenseman from the Hartford Whalers. Muller centers, can't reach Messier. Messier back to Ulf Samuelsson. He takes out the on-rushing Yuri Hamalov. Roachport. And Messier just turns the puck back into the Soviet zone. Billy Letzinov gets it up to center ice.
Yes, he did, yes.
Priakin, number 22, getting it ahead. Nemchinov taken out, and the NHL comes back with Mario Lemieux, looking to have a better game than he did in Game 1. He is check. There'll be a penalty. There's a penalty coming up against the Soviet Union, and it'll be against Sergei Nemchinov.
Play. Here is number 10, Lavrov of the Soviet Union, who is well rested. He did not suit up on Wednesday night, followed by a big save by Grant Fuhr, who has to actually turn baseball player here. Ken, he gets it up high. Tough place to save the puck when it's in that crotch of your arm. You get jammed in there, but he was able to bounce it in front of him, slam it into the corner. There's one of the big Soviet scoring guns, Vladimir Krutov. He has led the Soviet Elite League in 5 of the last 6 seasons. Here's the penalty on Mario Lemieux. He was getting ready to dance, wasn't he, Ken? It looks like Mario Lemieux is far more ready to play and participate as a strong competitor than he was on Wednesday.
NHL shorthanded, and Mark Messier scores. Gretzky initiates the play. Messier scores. Actually, the Soviet shorthanded, and the NHL converts on the power play. 1-0 NHL All-Stars.
Kind of an unknown commodity, Ken. After Wednesday night, the NHL team had 1 power play. Starting tonight, an early power play. That's an uncharacteristic breakdown. Number 2, Fedosov, Krutov were both beside the net. The Soviets don't usually get that disorganized, but notice who started the magic going. It was Wayne Gretzky. In behind, one of the Soviets falls. That's a break for Gretzky. But Fedosov moves over. Very surprised at number 9, Krutov, also moving to that same side. Look, they're all going to that one side. We thought 3 reds because Gretzky, they assumed, was going to come out that way. They don't know how Wayne Gretzky can wheel and deal in behind a goal.
Mark Messier on the power play goal. It takes but 10 seconds after the tripping penalty to the Soviet Sergei Nemchinov. And you have to believe the Soviets have to be a bit concerned, falling behind tonight, just as they did Wednesday night in Game 1. Curry and Gretzky assisting at 3:32. Messier gets the goal. And the NHL with a puck. Rick Green teamed on defense with Rod Langway. Up front, it's Howard Chuck with Dineen and Poulin as Green flips the puck in. The NHL didn't dump it in or shoot it in that much in the first period on Wednesday night in Game 1. They started to do it more as the game went on. Krutov on with Larionov and Makarov. Makarov with the puck. He can be a dazzling playmaker, stick handler. Fedosov, Larionov. He shoots, and the save by Fuhr, and off his stick the puck sails into the crowd. This is Rendezvous-87, coming to you on ESPN from Quebec.
All-star team Dave Poulin of the Philadelphia Flyers. So great is his aggressive play and his willingness to follow through on the checks. You can see that number 7, Kasatonov, though, got the stick up on him. The Soviets, it looks like, are anticipating some physical play tonight from the NHL All-Stars.
And the NHL with their French-Canadian line on as Samac's shot is turned away. Michel Goulet with a puck on the left wing, Mario Lemieux in the middle, and on the right wing, Claude Lemieux from the Montreal Canadiens. Chris Chelios, the American-born defenseman, over to Ray Bourque, and Goulet will barrel into the corner. He's met there by Perbukin. Perbukin for the USSR. Svetlov, he stopped at center ice. Goulet trying to turn the puck in, can't avoid Tatarinov. Bourque, Chelios. It's 1-0. The NHL All-Stars leading here as this first period approaches the 5-minute mark. Perbukin. He's taken out heavily. Lavrov. Samac stopped by Samuelson. And Dineen takes a hit, gives the puck to Claude Lemieux. Samuelson leading the attack for the NHL All-Stars. He's stopped. NHL All-Stars changing players. Rochefort back, clears the zone. Onto the stick of Kevin Dineen. Quickly to Anderson. And ahead to Kirk Muller, the youngster from the New Jersey Devils. He's ridden out heavily by Igor Stelmach. The Soviets break out of their own end in a hurry. Here's Kaminsky trying to get around Samuelson. Valery Kaminsky puts on the brakes, and Samuelson does a good job covering the puck, holding it for a face-off.
Go ahead, Ken. Sorry, I was just going to talk about Samuelson's great defensive play getting back. To me, it looked as if Kaminsky had dragged the puck by him. Samuelson lost it in his feet. By the time Kaminsky was ready to get back and cut into the net, Samuelson was already back. He showed great speed. Here it is. Turning around Samuelson, it looked as if was beaten. But boy, he tracked down number 13, Kaminsky, really well. more physical play in the Soviet end. That's big K.Lemье of the Montreal Canadiens. We said in our open that in game 1 on Wednesday, the Soviets expected the NHL team to come and be aggressive, and they weren't. The NHL team is aggressive tonight. Perhaps the coaching staff said, all right, they think we're going to come out and play a finesse game. Let's get out there and hit them all over the ice and throw them off balance.
Gusarov shot stopped. Kryakin, number 22, gets the puck in front and trying to get the shot Hameloff, and it's blocked. This is Gretzky with Curry and Tikkanen. And the puck held by Beloshakin. 14:09 to go in the opening period. The NHL leads 1-0.
Between the post, you know, Ken, he's had a little problem with his coaching staff in the Soviet Union. At one point last season, he was suspended for 3 games for consumption of alcohol. And that seems to be a problem that's not only in the Soviet Union in general, but in their sports team. One of their young players in the national team that played for the Red Army was suspended for life from both the national team and the Red Army team for violations of their drinking rules on the team.
I guess some things truly are international.
Yeah, there's very little difference, I guess.
Coming up to the 6-minute mark, first period, Howard Chuck being bothered by Larionov. Howard Chuck, a nice move. He plays center for the Winnipeg Jets. A shot. Dineen rebound, and the puck deflects high. There's an example of Beloshakin not handling the puck very well again. That's one of the keys possibly for the NHL, as Bill pointed out at the start of the telecast. Larionov. Now Krutov with a puck in his skates. It gets by him. Langway for the NHL. Quick pass, and Poulin gets it out of his own end, and the Soviets take over. Larionov plays it back to the defense. Kasatonov. Larionov, Fetisov, back to Larionov. The NHL doing some good forechecking. This is a real checking line here of Dineen, Poulin, and Howard Chuck. 1-0, the NHL leads in the first period. Sergei Makarov, and it's offside, Soviet Union. They were offside only once in the entire first game.
Boy, that tells you about the discipline. There's Kasatonov, the second best defenseman in Soviet hockey, and he kind of plays in the shadow of number 2, big Vyacheslav Fetisov. When Fetisov is not in uniform for injury or any other reason, Kasatonov seems to shine a lot more. But that statistic on the offside scan is an indication of what the National Hockey League All-Stars are up against from a discipline standpoint, and they never change the way they play the Soviets. It's always like a machine.
Bill, on Wednesday night, I was amazed at the slow start the Soviets had. They played their best hockey late in the game, and I'm actually stunned tonight that they haven't come out of the gate much stronger here in game number 2.
I am too. They've been a dejected group for the last couple of days. Their only exercise yesterday after a little skate, a walk around their hotel.
Here's Semak, number 18, unable to center, too well covered by Mario Lemieux. Claude Lemieux gets the puck ahead. It's Mario Lemieux. Over the line with Goulet. Semak on the back of Mario Lemieux and does a good job taking him out. The Soviet Union on the attack. Svetlov. He's on the line with Lavrov. Oh, a big hit on Tatarinov, who gets the puck back. Doug Wilson drilled him, and in front, an opportunity for Lavrov, unable to deflect the puck on goal. Stelnov, the defenseman, up in the corner. Good job controlling the puck. Svetlov and Goulet, 2 number 16s, and Doug Wilson steps into Svetlov. Doug Wilson, the Chicago Blackhawk defenseman, to Mario Lemieux. Igor Stelnov, the 24-year-old Soviet, feeds too far for Bykov. Roachport gets the puck from Bork, and the NHL stopped at center ice. Nifty moving here by Bykov. He shoots. Pure the save, and oh, what a job by Pure holding on to the rebound. This is the best of international hockey. Ken Wilson, Bill Clement here in Quebec-City.
Take a look at Mario Lemieux being hounded by number 18 of the Soviet Union, young Alexander Semak. We talk about the Soviets controlling Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky. No question in my mind, Ken, Mario Lemieux has the legs tonight that he didn't have. And we talk about giving away the blue line. Notice the NHL defensemen, how far back in they are. That lets Bykov come rolling across the blue line, and everything sags in around Grant Pure. That is that precious barrier that the NHL All-Stars want to defend, is the blue line. That time they gave it away. You see what happens when they give the blue line away.
Bykov had one of the 3 Soviet goals on Wednesday night. Defenseman Alexei Kasatonov had the other. And Anatoly Semenov, number 30, you may recall, who crashed into the goalpost after the goal, got the third Soviet goal Wednesday night. He is on the shelf, not dressed tonight, nor is Mikhail Varnikov. But Vyacheslav Lavrov, number 10, and Sergei Nemchinov, number 21, are in their place. Messier, the goal scorer, leaves the puck. And the Soviet Union taking good care of things in their own end. At center ice, Curry gets it back in. And Belilektinov, number 14, leaves it in the corner. Now Yari Curry intercepts for the NHL All-Stars. There's Gretzky trying to get it in front to Tikkanen. Look at Gretzky move. The mastery of Wayne Gretzky, the shot. It's knocked down in front. Gretzky centers. After the puck for Bukin. He's beaten to it by Rochefort. Now Belilektinov, the veteran defenseman, is stopped. Here's Yari Curry. He's taken out by Kryakin. And the Soviets on the attack out of their own zone. They trail 1-0. Gusarov, the defenseman, drills one just wide. Here's Hamalov, number 29. He'll fake a shot, and intercepting is Yari Curry as action moves the other way. Curry with Tikkanen, and the NHL wants to change players. The NHL All-Stars leading the Soviet national team 1-0. This is the first period with 10:35 to go here at the Coliseum in Quebec-City. Larionov has Makarov in front, and Makarov is stopped. Rebound, and unable to get a shot away is Kasatonov. Now Larionov gives the puck to Kasatonov at the right point. Fetisov is at the left point. Anderson is all over him. And intercepting is Green, head-manning to Anderson. Now Anderson with Mueller. And the shot blocked. Then Anderson taken out, and things a bit more chippy tonight than they were in game one, and referee Dave Newell has stopped play. There's 10:10 to go in the opening period. The NHL All-Stars lead the Soviets 1-0.
Who the people that follow the Soviet Union hockey, Dave King, the coach of the Canadian national team, says sees the ice as well as anybody in the world just about, knows where his players are. And when you get running around in your own end against the Soviet Union, it's when you have the toughest time. Watch Gretzky try and go up over the shoulder of Beloshekin. It hit a stick, I believe, and went down. Did it not hit Gusarov's stick? But Wayne Gretzky had a plan when he came around. He likes to come around, and he has one of the best high backhand shots when he's sweeping around of anybody in the NHL. He was going high, but deflected in front.
Coincidental penalties at 9:50 to Vladimir Krutov and Glenn Anderson, each 2 minutes for high sticking, and there is an offside for the Soviet Union. Well, Bill Clement, it is very easy to get involved in this two-game series, and all the years you played in the NHL, I think under that tuxedo, you could well have that NHL crest. It would be easy for you to almost feel as though you're wearing the uniform.
Again, when we watched the tape of our game yesterday, I couldn't imagine how often I said the word.
Unique two-game series, and there's no reason to think it'll be held again soon. It's a one-time only affair, part of the Winter Carnival here in Quebec City, and it has been a tremendous week. Beloshekin leaving the puck for Tataranoff. Ooh, and a big check by Messier. Blowing up Svetlov. After the puck in the corner, Perbukin. Ooh, and he's hit. Lavrov can't get the puck out. Green whacks it in the corner to Deneen. He's bumped by Perbukin. Behind the net, Kurt Muller. Muller in front, and unable to get a stick on the puck, Mark Messier. Back comes the Soviet Union. Lavrov didn't play in game one. He takes a shot, blocked by Langway. Up to Muller, too far, kept in by Staranov. Now Rod Langway again. Born in Taiwan, but grew up in Randolph, Massachusetts. Did Rod Langway near Boston.
One of only 34 players in the NHL from Taiwan.
The Soviets trailing 1-0. Kaminsky, youngest Soviet player, number 13, can't center around Green. Oh, you can't say enough about Rick Green and Rod Langway. Mario Lemieux throws his weight around. Doug Wilson plays the puck off the glass. It goes into the crowd, and that stops action with 8:45 to go in the first period. There's a close look at Valery Kaminsky, only 20 years of age.
Again, he's one of the new breed of Soviets. He will drop his gloves if the situation arises. Also, Semak of the Soviet Union, Tataranov will drop his gloves. These are the new breed of players, and if the Soviets learned anything from the NHL, Ken, I think it all started in 1976 when the Philadelphia Flyers physically beat the Red Army team, and the Soviets said this intimidation stuff does work, and the new breed is coming along.
Big check by Samuelson. Battle along the boards. Beekhoff knocked down. Kaminsky taken out by Samuelson. Mario Lemieux trying to get the puck ahead, but play is stopped. Now there'll be a penalty after the whistle as K.Lemьe barreled into Igor Stelnov after the whistle. I believe there was a whistle for a hand pass, and Д.Ньюэлл now will call a high sticking penalty.
Ken, that's the kind of discipline breakdown that can hurt a team like the NHL All-Stars as well. Boy, he took an awful run. He is like a raging bull. He was like that on Wednesday night, all 220 pounds of him. A lot of raised eyebrows when he was selected to this team. Boy, he just crushes Stelnov. Even when he was selected to the team, his coach in Montreal, Jean Perron, who coaches here, said he is one of the best defensive players in the National Hockey League today, and we need him for his physical play.
The NHL now will play a man short. K.Lemьe at 11:33 getting the high sticking penalty. The only goal came when the NHL All-Stars had the power play at 3:32. Messier from Curry and Gretzky. And Bill, you go back to one of the key points you made. The Soviet power play. Here in Game 1 Wednesday night, the Soviets showed some real good movement of the puck, but they were 0 for 4 with a man advantage.
Yes, they have to execute. And when we do NHL games, we talk about power plays. And even when penalty-killing units are going very well, sooner or later, the law of averages says that something is going to break down and you're going to have a goal scored against you.
There's an interesting sight. Yevgeny Beloshakin taking a rest. That's the way the Soviets do it. I know my son, who's 8, does it in soccer when the action's at the other end, but you would never see that in professional sports in North America.
Well, it's not a real macho thing to do, sit down on the job, is it? But let's face it, it makes sense. Does it not to you? I mean, it's far less taxing on your legs when you're on your knees, provided your pads don't stick to the ice when you decide to get up.
There are the shots on goal, the Soviets with the margin, but the NHL with the lead 1-0. NHL playing short-handed. Gretzky gets the puck out. Stelnov backboard. Kaminsky, he's seen a lot of ice time in this two-game series. Valeri Kaminsky can't get around Langway. Green taken out by Bikoff. Green recovers nicely to clear the puck, but it hits an NHL player who had his arm out over the edge of the board, so play is stopped, and there'll be a face-off. 8:01 to go in the first period.
What a tower of power number 5 has been Rick Green for the NHL All-Star team. Interesting article in the Montreal Gazette about how his general manager, Serge Savard, met with a lot of resistance in selecting number 5, Rick Green. Here's Bikoff and Green fighting along the boards. Look at little Bikoff peck away at Green. Pull on him, pull on him. Small. Do you see a difference in size, Ken? We talked the other night about how the Soviets in general are far smaller than the NHL forwards, to the point of being 155 and 60 pounds, but they combine strength and balance and put those two together, and it equals power on the ice. Balance is the key.
NHL on the defense, playing the man short. Gretzky, Curry. On the defense, Bork, and that man Samuelson, who blocks the shot. Jari Kurri clears the puck out.
Interesting, Ken, that the Soviets now seem to have adopted an NHL style of power play. For years, the Soviets would never just shoot the puck at the net and hope to jam in front. Now, it seems, they want to blast from the point, have somebody jamming in front, while NHL teams are actually getting away from that. We have taken from them, they have taken from us on the power play.
Larionov to Krutov. This is the big line of Makarov, Larionov, and Krutov. Fedosov and Kasatonov, the defenseman on the points. Kasatonov to Fedosov, and the shot deflected wide. Makarov, Fedosov, the pass, and Samuelson smells that one. Krutov, nicely. Fedosov, screen shot wide. Half a minute to go in the NHL penalty, and Poulin clears the puck the length of the ice. There's less than 7 minutes remaining. First period of play. NHL leading the Soviets 1-0. Late in the Soviet Union power play. Lavrov pulled off stride by Messier. Semak trying to battle Green. That's a mismatch. And Lavrov helps out as Semak loses his helmet. Back to Lavrov. Makarov is still in front of the net. Now the NHL back at full strength as K.Lemьe returns to the ice. Rod Langway gets the puck. Turns it up for K.Lemьe. Goes by him. Also Kasatonov. And here's Vyacheslav Fedosov, the 28-year-old Soviet defenseman. And just getting it out is Fedosov. Rochefort, who did not play in Game 1, gets the puck ahead, and Goulet shoots it in. Both teams at full strength. Normand Rochefort plays with the Quebec Nordiques. And he is drilled from behind by Sergei Svetlov. and some bumping right in front of the penalty box. There's a break in the action. Game 2 of Rendezvous-87. Cost of $14 million to put on Rendezvous-87, and there hasn't been a flaw. You can't say enough about the week that has turned out to just be fabulous, highlighted by 2 tremendous hockey games.
I think, Ken, the greatest compliment you could pay to Marcel Aubu is that it's obvious when you come and attend all of the festivities that $14 million was spent. Very often you say, where the heck did $14 million go? It's obvious here at Rendezvous-87 where it went.
On Monday night, when I had beaver crystal soup, that gave me a hint where some of the cash went.
Beaver population in Canada suffered because of it. However, the soup was good.
Rochefort battling the veteran defenseman Belly Letonov. Belly Letonov, number 14, 31 years of age, the oldest Soviet player, and Zinatula able to freeze the puck, and there's a face-off, and that's something we saw very little of on Wednesday night in game number 1.
How do you like that handle, Ken? Zinatul Belyaletdinov. Gosh, I wonder if he has a nickname. He's got to. There's the Soviet coach, Viktor Tikhonov, and he is the son of a Russian soldier who was killed in 1942 resisting a Nazi offensive near Stalingrad. Every time I think of that story, for some reason it sends chills up and down my back, conjures up all kinds of vivid pictures.
And here we are, 1987, Rendezvous-87 in Quebec-City, as the best professionals of North America and Scandinavia on the NHL All-Star team play the best professional players from the Soviet Union. And of course, this is the same team that plays in the Olympics every 4 years as a so-called amateur team. NHL shooting the puck in, possible icing, but Beloshakin touches it. Priakin, number 22, charging to center ice. You don't see that many end-to-end rushes like this. More of a passing game for the Soviets, and Bork puts an end to it in a hurry. Doug Wilson playing the puck around the boards, kept in. Amalov gets it in front, and Doug Wilson spins around Nemchinov. Bork on the charge for the NHL. Long shot, and that goes off the blocker of Beloshakin. Belly Letonov around the boards. And at center ice, an opportunity for Hamalov. He's a 22-year-old winger, and he loses the puck to Chris Chelios. Bykov intercepts for the Soviets. Now the Soviet national team dangerous and having trouble. Homutov in the NHL clears the zone. Chelios will circle. There's 4:22 to go in the first period, and the NHL All-Stars lead 1-0 on a power play goal by Mark Messier. Gretzky, Tikkanen, Curry. Gretzky goes for the far corner. Soviets intercept. Bykov does a fine job there. Homutov to Bykov. Look at Yari Curry back check. At center ice, Igor Stelnov. He gets the puck right back from Staranov. They're teamed on defense. Up front, Kaminsky with Bykov and Homutov for the red-clad Soviets. Pass too far for Kaminsky. Langway. Gretzky. Oh, he took that pass. It looked like an impossible play that he makes easy. Tikkanen, a one-hopper, gloved by Beloshakin. There's an example of the NHL just trying to play the puck to Beloshakin, much more tonight than they would have the other night. Kaminsky, Bykov, and Gretzky. Gretzky's been much more dominant in the first period. Bork pokes the puck ahead, but the NHL and Soviets are both changing players on the go. 3:15 remaining first period, and this crowd, an international crowd in Quebec-City, enjoying this fast-paced second game of Rendezvous-87. Krutov a shot off the side of the net. Svetlov taken out by 2 NHLers, Wilson and Bork. The NHL on the move. Dale Howardchuk ahead to Dineen, but offside is Dave Poulin, and then Dineen barrels into Fetisov, and Fetisov might have gotten cut. He went right to his face. Then Krutov tries to shove his way in as Krutov took a bit of a swipe at Chelios.
Boy, Dineen just kept rolling there on number 2, Vyacheslav Fetisov. He's certainly surrounded by red, but that doesn't scare a little guy like Kevin Dineen of the Hartford Whalers. He is made of the right stuff. Boy, he took an awful shot at Fetisov. I think Fetisov surprised him, Ken, and when he saw him coming, it was, uh-oh, I better do something. And up with the arms.
This game has been a little bit different than game number one. The similarity, the Soviet Union not doing much in the first period. The difference, we've seen many more body checks, and that could be the fact that NHL referee Dave Nьюэлл is here and not the Soviet official, who, by the way, was superb in game number one.
He was, but nevertheless, as we pointed out before the game, he was a potential concern because of the last time he refereed an NHL game where he'd called 24 of 28 minutes in penalties against the NHL. You could be very right about that this game plan is different because Dave Nьюэлл is officiating tonight. But the Soviets can, so far in this game, to me, do not look like the Soviets. I have seen them carry the puck as individuals far more than they usually do. They pride themselves on the team concept. Yet tonight, first it's Kamensky, and then it's Krutov. They carry it one by one, and they're just running finally into a dead-end street.
Fedosov of the Soviet Union gets a 2-minute roughing penalty here at 17:04. The NHL, early in the first period, took only 10 seconds to score on their first power play. I'm a little bit surprised at that penalty call.
That's 2 minutes for receiving. It happens at times.
Anderson, and it goes wide. Bork keeps the puck in. Howardchuk with Goulet. Goulet tries to get the puck, is unable to. Anderson is the other forward. Bork and Doug Wilson are on the points on the NHL All-Stars power play. Michel Goulet, big goal scorer for Quebec, to Howardchuk from Winnipeg. He's dumped. Howardchuk. Kasatonov all over him, and Krutov clears the puck down the ice.
And the NHL All-Stars have to be very careful against the Soviet penalty killers. Have to remember, the Soviet Union is the country that perfected and popularized attack even when you're a man down. That's why Wayne Gretzky and players of his caliber, mostly offensive, are now killing penalties in the NHL. Originally, it was the Soviets that decided you can attack even when you're shorthanded, and they do.
48 seconds to go in the NHL power play. That was Gretzky to Curry, now to Messier. 3 Edmonton Oilers up front. Gretzky, Messier, Bork, Gretzky, and intercepting the Soviet Union. And Vladimir Krutov clears the puck the length of the ice. Only 1:20 to go now in this first period with the NHL All-Stars on top of the Soviet national team, 1-0. Mike Ramsey of the Buffalo Sabres, one of the 3 Americans, and he has not played much in this first period. Tatarinov. Samak. 5 seconds left in the power play for the NHL as Svetlov loses the puck to Mario Lemieux, ahead to Wayne Gretzky. Claude Lemieux breaks for the net. Gretzky, a shot pass stopped by Beloshakin, and I do believe that was a shot pass. Rod Langway. And play is stopped. Both teams now are at full strength with only 46 seconds to go in this opening period.
Look at his stick and Montreal, and it's a fluorescent stick that he's using tonight. He really comes out of the net and then backs in as he reads the play, but he has to rely on his defenseman, similar to any other hockey team. When you're out that far, you have to know that you're being covered to the side. Most of the time he is. Here's Gretzky coming. He just seems to lay this in, hoping, I think, he may have even been shooting for a deflection off of the Soviet skate. You can never be sure with Wayne Gretzky. He knows what's happening at all times, and he's always in control. That looked like a soft shot. He might have been trying to deflect it in off a skate.
On the replay, you saw Mario Lemieux, but to the left of that was Claude Lemieux. But Claude was very well covered, so consequently it was tough to try to make a good pass. Here come the Soviets. Both teams are at full strength. Omyatov, Bikov, backhand shot, Pure the save. Shots are just about even in this first period. Mario Lemieux, he's got Poulin flying. Staranov back. After the puck is Denis. He avoids the check nicely. Kevin Denis leaves it for Mario Lemieux. His pass rejected. Mario Lemieux still with the puck. Behind the net to Kevin Denis. Look at Poulin in front, knocked down. There's some tough play. Sergei Starakov taking care of the NHL All-Star in front of the goal. Gusarov, check. Kaminski trying to get to the puck, checked by Deneen, as the first period comes to an end with the whistle of referee Dave Nьюэлл wailing away. The only goal in the first period, that power play goal, scored early, and 1-0 NHL All-Stars leading. Both teams are at full strength to start the second period. Krutov of the USSR. The backhand drive by Fedosov. Oh, what a pretty play by Vyacheslav Fedosov, stopped by Fuhr. Kevin Dineen of the Hartford Whalers, a drive that goes high. And the puck out to center ice. Here's Vladimir Krutov. Playing the puck in the corner, Rick Green. Green is on defense with Langway, Poulin, Howardchuk, and Dineen. The good defensive line for the NHL on. Fuhr makes the save on Fedosov's drive from the point. Pinching in from the right defense, Kasatonov. And that forces the NHL to play with the puck deep in their own zone. Soviet Union very aggressive. Kasatonov, and Fuhr gets just a piece of that drive. Sergei Makarov. Larionov. Krutov moving right in, cuts behind the net. Fedosov moves in front, can't get the pass as it deflects just out of his reach.
Ken Fedosov, number 2, great offensive defenseman, really asserting himself, cutting in from his blue line position. John Perron said before game 1, our players have to play with heads on a swivel. What happens is the Soviets wait till you turn around, then they come busting right by you. You almost have to have a 360-degree neck that can just swivel around and watch them from all angles.
Soviet Union playing with a bit more zip here in the first 2 minutes of the second period. Speaking of zip, it's Mark Messier. He's one of the best skaters in the NHL, and a heavy hit on Vasily Pervukin. Boy, Pervukin has to be shaky. Ray Bork, his shot, ooh, and that deflects wide off the Soviet player. That hit Samak, nearly went in the corner. Doug Wilson has one of the booming shots in the NHL, and he tests Bellows shaken. NHL All-Stars lead 1-0. Second period just past the 2-minute mark. Kasatonov, Svetlov, Vyacheslav. Losing the puck to Messier. NHL turns it in. 31-year-old defenseman Vasily Pervukin. Khomyatov gets it up the middle. Kaminsky, a shot, and that's high. Puck at center ice, Tikkanen trying to get around Khomyatov. And the loose puck corralled by Norman Rochefort. Backboard. Stelnov, number 4, he overskates it. Now Stelnov trying to get it. Tikkanen turns it right in front, and oh, did he surprise. Bellows shaken. Khomyatov up the middle to Kaminsky. Too well covered. Khomyatov again for the Soviet Union. Andrei Khomyatov, number 15. That's sort of a start over for the Soviets. Vikov taken out by Rochefort. Khomyatov. Starikov. His shot blocked in front. What a drive by Starikov. Now Khomyatov hits the post. Khomyatov to Kaminsky, and Valery Kaminsky scores on a beautiful setup by Andrei Khomyatov, and the Soviet Union comes flying out of the gate in the second period to tie it at 1.
Ken, it all started with the breakdown that the NHL All-Stars didn't recover from. Samuelsson was forced to block a shot from the point man. That's the goal. Prior to that, Samuelsson had to go down to block a shot because no one was out of the defense. Look how much this man has at the point. There's no one there to check him. A forward had a breakdown on his assignment. Samuelsson gets a piece of it, and I suspect, Ken, that had he continued to lie on the ice, he would have been able to smother the puck and get a whistle. Fuhr leaves his feet, makes the save on Khomyatov, but Khomyatov picks up Kaminsky. He doesn't waste any time letting it go. Does that remind you of Yari Curry?
Pretty goal for the Soviet Union. Kaminsky has scored for the Soviets. Messier for the NHL All-Stars. The first 3.5 minutes of the second period, we've seen the Soviet Union play some of their best hockey in this 2-game series. Goulet for the NHL on the French-Canadian line for the All-Stars. Bryakin, his shot turned aside by Chelios. Chelios with a puck on defense with Bork. Bryakin does a superb job with Chelios. Goulet trying to help out. Oh, and Chelios ridden out by Hamilov. Hamilov with a big check, and the Soviet Union checking much more tonight than they did in Game 1, as is certainly the case for the NHL All-Stars. Mario Lemieux. Nice soft touch to Claude Lemieux of the Canadiens. No relation. Claude Lemieux trying to go for the net. He centers with the puck to center ice. Claude Lemieux unable to get around the veteran defenseman, Belly Leptinov. And it's Belly Leptinov back for the puck behind his goaltender, Bellows shaken. Soviet Union changing players. Green touches the puck, icing against the Soviet national.
Gusarov tries to go around the net. Here's Bilyaletdinov trying to get him. Look at Lemieux continue and get around Bilyaletdinov. That's 220 pounds being put to its proper use in an offensive sense, Ken.
And the Soviet tying goal at 3:13. Kaminsky from Homyatov and Bykov. So it's 1-1 still early in period number 2.
Well, there are many crews broadcasting. Let's listen in for a moment to the Russian broadcast featuring Yevgeny Myrov doing play-by-play.
Поверчук. И все время передачи следует на пятачок перед воротами. Грин. Касатонов. Оторваться надо от соперника. Хорошая передача Крутову. Пас назад, бросок. Нет, не дается бросок Сергею Макарову. Макаров. Ларионов. Фетисов. Пас, бросок по воротам. И счет становится 2-1 в пользу сборной Советского Союза. Это Владимир Крутов с точной подачи капитана нашей команды.
And that's how it is sounding in the Soviet Union as Vladimir Krutov scores for the USSR to give the Soviet Union a 2-1 lead.
And it's got to be sounding pretty good to the people in the Soviet Union listening. We talked about Krutov having to come through as a scorer. Boy, Fetisov deep in the corner again. Krutov finding the seam between number 20 Poulin and number 14 Kevin Dineen. Sooner or later, the dike had to give way. This line of Poulin, Dineen, that goes right between Fuhr's legs. The line of Hawerchuk, Fuhr, Dineen have drawn the assignment, Ken, again tonight of playing against the big KLM line, Krutov, Larionov, Makarov, with Fetisov and Kasatonov on defense. Kasatonov staying on the point, backing up Fetisov, who gambles, and that was a perfect example of how the defenseman, very offensive-minded, got in deep, back to Krutov. Those two guys clicked. They've patched up their disagreements, apparently.
The second period has been a Soviet Union clinic, and they lead 2-1. Now the NHL trying to forecheck here. Verbukin plays the puck off the boards, not out. Samuelson to Gretzky, intercepting to Taranov, a 20-year-old defenseman. He gets the puck out, and Fuhr will play.
Again, one of the things we are tracking that we mentioned is quality shots, and it's no wonder the Soviets have come to life here in the second period. They have had 6 quality shots on Grand Fuhr. The NHL All-Stars have yet to have a quality shot on Yevgeny Beloshekin.
Svetlov trying to get the puck over to Lavrov, number 10. He can't. Curry can't get the puck out. Svetlov leaves it for Semak, and Gretzky intercepts the outlet off the stick of Curry. This is Verbukin back, just clearing the zone. 6:30 gone in period number 2, and it is 2-1. The Soviet national team leading. A shot by Anderson, and the save by Beloshekin. Gretzky centers for Tikkanen. He's got Anderson in front, and Semak, a good job back-checking for the Soviet Union. A drive by Gretzky, and Beloshekin makes the save on Wayne Gretzky. The Soviet Union taking the lead at 5:17. Krutov from Fetisov and Larionov. More physical action tonight. The tempers flaring at Rendezvous-87.
Slow-mo look at Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky doesn't usually like to shoot from this particular angle and that far out. That tells you that he had no one to pass to. He would have elected to pass to someone in a better position, but from up here we could see everyone was covered. He got all of that, unfortunately for Wayne Gretzky, and hit Beloshekin in the chest.
Bill Clement, the Soviet national team, has done here in the second period what I think we both expected them to do at the outset of both Game 1 and Game 2. And it's a dangerous time for the NHL right here. Anderson taken out, trying to get the puck out is Stelnov. He can't. Glenn Anderson muscles it away. Dineen, Muller behind the net. After that puck high off the glass, Homyatov clearing to center ice to Bykov. Hook check nicely by Bork. Dineen. Here's Chris Chelios. He's on defense with Ray Bork. Up front, Muller with Anderson and Dineen. The NHL shuffling lines a bit. Glenn Anderson can't get the puck to Muller, and the Soviets clear the zone.
Ken, you mentioned this being a dangerous time for the NHL All-Stars. It is, because the Soviets, for some reason, can score like a flash fire. When they get one, they score like bananas. They come in bunches, and the coaching staff, John Perron, knows this, as does Bob Johnson. when they catch on fire, they can fill the net, and before you know it, you're down by 3 or 4 goals. So it is a critical time for the NHL All-Stars.
And the NHL has seemed to become much more aggressive after that second Soviet goal, giving the Soviet Union a 2-1 lead. Homyatrov trying to move around Bork, then Beekhoff carrying into the corner. Look out, Muller like a truck. Ray Bork with a punt. 8 minutes gone, second period. The pass eludes K.Lemье. There'll be no icing. Beloshakin leaving the puck for Belilektinov. Up on the wing. Priakin trying to find some skating room. And Sergei Priakin finds that room. And he tries to feed Sergei Nemchinov. And the puck touched first by the NHL. Samuelsson icing against the Soviet Union. It's leading by a score of 2-1. The NHL with a big lead in faceoffs, but that's insignificant when you finish up with a total of goals. And Kaminsky and Krutov have scored here early in the second period. And the Soviet Union leads it. The NHL getting a power play goal early in the first period from Marc Messier. Now, Bill Clement, the French-Canadian line of Goulet, Mario Lemieux, and K.Lemье on for the NHL. Mario Lemieux wins the draw. Goulet, Rochefort a shot, and Beloshakin turns it aside. Goulet pokes the puck ahead. Gusarov with it. He's on defense with Starikov. Priakin can't get the puck over to Hamalov, and it's cleared out. Gusarov ahead to Hamalov. He's checked. Samuelsson. Mario Lemieux trying to handle the puck. He's unable to. Yuri Hamalov shooting it in. Sergei Priakin after it. It's cleared around the board. The NHL can't clear. Alexei Gusarov, and the puck goes right to Grant Fuhr, and he holds it for a faceoff. 11:02 remaining in the middle period, and the Soviet national team leading by a score of 2-1. Bill, you've watched now a game and a half here in this 2-game Rendezvous-87 series. Big differences from your point of view between the NHL and the Soviet Union.
Well, Ken, I think one of the key differences is that the NHL hits more, and here's an example of it right here. Norman Rochefort coming across, taking a run at number 29 of the Soviet Union, Yuri Hamalov. Another difference that is obvious to me, and our statistics will back it up, is the Soviets shoot less. They work for quality shots. They obviously fight less. They slap the puck less than players do in North America, but they pass more and they weave more. They're all over the ice. We like to stay in lanes when we play hockey in North America. The Soviets really perfected the weave, coming down the ice, going all over the place. It certainly makes it more difficult to defend against that type of attack.
2-1, NHL All-Stars trailing. Howard Chuck deflects the puck in. Poulin after it. Oh, taken out by Fetisov. Benin is out there with Howard Chuck and Poulin. Here's Larionov with Krutov and Fetisov moving in front. Here's Makarov, and unable to get the pass is Kasatonov. Oh, you can almost see the Soviet Union beginning to weave that pattern there. This is their big five, their veteran KLM line from the Red Army.
And they come so well from behind. That's another difference. The Soviet players drop the puck so very well, drop passes.
Tikkanen, bad save. Beloshakin as Tikkanen was set in by Doug Wilson. Kasatonov gets it right back from Krutov. And Doug Wilson intercepts. Circling Esa Tikkanen. On with Gretzky and Curry. This line has 2 goals in the series. They've scored the first goal in each game. Svetlov has Larov on his left, can't get the puck to him. Doug Wilson ties up Svetlov. Then Semak with it for the Soviet national team. Lavrov. Tataranov. Here's Semak moving in, the 21-year-old. Alexander Semak unable to turn in back of the net. Gretzky check, and Chris Chelios darting to his own blue line. Gretzky on the move. Curry on his right. Tikkanen trailing. Here's Esa Tikkanen moving in front, and he's knocked off balance. He gets a shot, and Curry deflects it just wide. Chelios to Gretzky. Gretzky centers, and Tataranov breaks up the play. Lavrov clears it the length of the ice. And it'll be icing against the Soviet national team. Boy, what action here at the Coliseum in Quebec City, and the photos that really tell quite a story. It's ESPN's coverage of Rendezvous-87.
Beloshakin's not reluctant to go down, but it looked to me, Ken, as if he was looking to his left, and Tikkanen got it to his right. Gee, he really didn't look as if his view was impeded or impaired at all. Here's Tikkanen again. Boy, he runs into tough traffic here. He can't regain his balance, stumbling through the Soviets. Finally, he gets it through to Curry, who slips it through to Gretzky. He missed it, and Lavrov at the end of that play made a pretty good play. He was booed here by the obviously partial fans, but Lavrov, number 10 of the Soviet Union, just said, I'm getting out of the heat out of the kitchen, and dumped it all the way down the ice.
I know you're not superstitious, Bill. There are those that are, I'm sure. A full moon tonight if you have looked upstairs. The Soviet Union's goal was scored by number 13 at 3:13 on February 13th, be it a Friday with a full moon. And if you look on the shot indicator here in Quebec-City, shots are even, 13 aside.
Tell you, Ken, my mom was born on the 13th of April, my dad on the 13th of December, and they were married on the 13th of one of those other months, so I'm not superstitious at all.
Beloshakin comes up with a big save on Messier, bidding to tie it. Messier gets the puck back. He scored the first goal on a power play. That was in the first period. The Soviet Union has scored 2 goals here in the second period. They lead 2-1. Puck shot into the corner. Messier breaks for the net, but the boards don't agree. After the puck, Kaminsky. Bork beats him to it. Samuelson. Kirk Muller. Wheeling it around the boards. Starikov. Soviet Union beat Koff. He's played well in both games, this little winger. Homutov moves right in, shoots, and the puck deflects into the crowd as Green cut off the angle on Andrei Homutov. 2-1, Soviet Union.
Themselves. Look at this nifty behind the back pass from Glenn Anderson over to Mark Messier. Look at this little play. He just let the puck go. Starikov, number 12 of the Soviet Union, basically over-corrected with his stick. Messier was able to get a decent shot away on Yevgeny Beloshakin. Beloshakin has been anything but inconsistent tonight, Ken. Very, very steady.
That was the story on the 20-year-old Soviet goaltender, that he would have a good game, then a not-so-good game. He's had 2 pretty strong games here in Rendezvous-87. Messier. He's on with Goulet and Mario Lemieux. Around the boards off Belotnikov's stick. Bryakin. Nicely to Nemchinov. Nemchinov back to Bryakin, and his shot blocked. Mario Lemieux wearing a knee brace on that right knee. It's still bothering him. Dumping it in. Goulet, a shot, and the save by Beloshakin, who tries to scramble up as Claude Lemieux barreled into the Soviet goalie. Rochefort on defense with Chelios. Up to Claude Lemieux, to Mario Lemieux. Goulet breaking in front. Mario Lemieux shot off the glove of Beloshakin. And the NHL, after stumbling a bit early in the period with the onrush of the Soviets, has come back. Gusarov. Now they shot right on, and the save by Fuhrer. Another save on Gusarov after stopping Yuri Hamalov. And here comes the Soviet Union, trying to pass the puck around, and Chelios intercepts and clears it out. Igor Larionov playing it in, and the Soviets will complete a line change. The NHL All-Stars doing the same. Chris Chelios flips it in. They really want to test Beloshakin. Larionov. Fetisov will chase the puck down. Kevin Dineen doing the forechecking. Kevin Dineen barely unable to steal the puck. Soviet Union losing the first game Wednesday night 4-3 to the NHL All-Stars. And the Soviet team leads tonight 2-1 in the second period. Sergei Makarov. He's a 28-year-old. Over to Fetisov. In front to Krutov. Oh, and the play broken up. Here's Larionov, and a save by Fuhrer, and a shot that would have gone wide. Krutov centers. Doug Wilson intercepts. He can't get the puck out, but Kevin Dineen will. Ray Bork. Dineen tied up by Krutov. Fetisov to Krutov. Rink wide to Svetlov. Both teams are changing on the fly, and Doug Wilson breaks up the play. Vyacheslav Fetisov hands the puck to the NHL All-Stars. Dineen gets it across to Tikkanen, and a shot wide. Now Howard-Chuck trying to fend off Fetisov. Dineen is barreled into, and that allows Dale Howard-Chuck to come up with a puck. It's Rick Green of the Montreal Canadiens, and a superb job by Vyacheslav Lavrov blocking that shot. There's just over 5 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Semak, trailed by Lavrov, and Semak fans. Lavrov with no one in front of the net, and he loses the puck, and this is Rick Green. Ed Manning to Esa Tikkanen, and his drive goes wide. Verbuchen first to the puck to Tatarinov. Svetlov. Lavrov. And the Soviet Union into the NHL zone. Langway puts a stop to things immediately, and Gretzky breaks out. He has Curry on his left, Tikkanen trailing. This is Esa Tikkanen. Back to Gretzky, look for Curry. Curry is in front. Here's Gretzky, and his backhand shot deflected wide by Tatarinov. Now Chelios can't get a good shot away, and it's Gretzky again. Gretzky to Curry, and that turned aside. Boy, the Soviet Union has not been able to contain Gretzky tonight, anything like they did in Game 1 on Wednesday night.
And one of the troubles they're having is when Wayne Gretzky gets in behind the net, he's as good as anyone in the world.
And the puck goes off the skate of Curry on a feed from Gretzky. And the Soviet Union once again forced to ice the puck. 3:58 to go in the second period.
Actually made of ice. It is one of the structures here that is made of snow and ice during the Quebec Winter Carnival, and the competitions are incredible. Ken, we saw them. We were just amazed at the international competition ice figures as well as the national ice figures that were entered into the competition. That's just part of the Winter Carnival here in Quebec every year. That's just not Rendezvous-87.
This has been a busy sight, Quebec-City, this week and the week earlier when the Winter Carnival began. And this two-game series between the NHL All-Stars and the Soviet Union really highlighting. Anderson a drive. Bellows shaking the save on Glenn Anderson. Beekoff to center ice. Dragged down by Anderson. Back comes the NHL. Messier. Muller is the other wing. Starkov plays the puck up to Kaminsky. Here's Beekoff. Ogniatov to Beekoff, and it is offside. Soviet national team with 3:34 remaining, second period, 2-1. The Soviet national team leading.
Ken, I don't think we've been disappointed in the fact that we had maintained that goaltending would be very important, that this is very, very similar to playoff hockey. Here's a look at Glenn Anderson from point-blank range on Bellows-Shaken. Boy, he covers the low areas well, doesn't he? Even though he's back far in the net, and he gets up after he goes down as quick as anyone. In warm-up, he does it 50 to 100 times, goes down, up. He gets people to keep shooting at him low. Got some strong legs.
As you look at Mark Messier, who scored the NHL goal tonight, we mentioned earlier this is the 12th visit by a Soviet hockey contingent to North America. The 59th game they have played. 30 have been in the USA, 7 in New York City. This is the 29th visit by the Soviet Union to Canada in terms of games, in the 4th game in Quebec. Goulet yanked down as Bellows-Shaken covers the puck. Tempers continue to flare, and we'll be right back.
Here, this is Mario Lemieux to Goulet. He tries to beat the Russian defender and thinks he has him. He's reaching for the puck. Oh, not so fast, Mr. Goulet. Here's from the true angle, or at least the angle that we are sitting on. What Goulet, it's a heck of a dump. Number 32, Claude Lemieux of the Montreal Canadiens, right there for a rebound. But Ken, do you not think Bellows-Shaken's been much better in his rebounds tonight?
Much steadier. Chelios, the weak wrist shot. Bellows-Shaken way out of the net. And Claude Lemieux can't get a shot. Chelios a quick wrist shot deflecting wide. Mario Lemieux. Boy, has the NHL recovered and come on here after the first 5 or 6 minutes when it was all Soviet Union. Deflecting the puck. Bryakin back for it. Chelios. Chelios on defense with Rochefort. After the puck, Michel Goulet. Claude Lemieux checked by Larionov. Larionov just sort of cross-checking him. Here's Mario Lemieux wheeling the puck wide. Rick Green at the point. His shot hits Claude Lemieux, who's tied up by Larionov. Now Gusarov muscling Claude Lemieux. In front, Goulet. And as he's held off by Larionov, Bellows-Shaken holds the puck for a face-off as Claude Lemieux and Gusarov mix it up in the corner. So there's a break in the action. Let's go down to the stands now with John Saunders.
As that man winds up, we go to a replay of Rick Green just lifting and lofting a shot towards the net. What a battle between Gusarov, number 8 of the Soviet Union, and Claude Lemieux, the big winger of the Montreal Canadiens. Boy, that's some tough work, but the Soviets really do isolate well, or at least they have been, Ken, thus far in the second period on a man-to-man basis. That was Larionov, number 11, in front, making a great defensive play, and they go to man-to-man at times with their centerman way in deep. That is not unlike the way North Americans play. Although the Soviets almost exclusively in the offensive zone have their centerman as the high man in the zone playing defensive hockey. Very often you see the centerman does not score as much as the wingers because he is the guy who is really the designated defender in the offensive zone.
That Rick Green shot deflecting into the crowd. The shot's on goal with 2:18 to go in the second period. The NHL All-Stars 19, the Soviet Union 15. Bill, this has been two different periods. The first 6 minutes or 7 minutes belong totally to the Soviet national team. They scored at 3:13 to tie it, at 5:17 to take the lead. But much of this period, I believe, has been controlled by the NHL.
It's been a pretty evenly played period in my mind, except for those few minutes when the Soviet Union scored and came on with that big rush. They seem to get a big adrenaline rush, and although they don't show emotion, let's face it, they're a microcosm of their society. They're very regimented, very disciplined, very similar to the whole Soviet society. They do have emotion. The difference is they just don't show it the way people do in North America.
Howard Chuck, the backhand shot goes over the net. Deneen taken out by Fetisov. Kasatonov, Ed Manning. This is Igor Larionov with Makarov and Krutov. And the puck comes out to center ice. Dave Poulin trying to get a handle on it. 4 Soviets right along the boards. Green clearing the puck in, and back forward is Alexei Kasatonov. He's quite a playmaker for this Soviet national team. Over to Vyacheslav Fetisov. Off the boards, it's an offside play, and the Soviets clear the zone, so the delayed offside waved away. Bork, Curry. Curry's on with Tikkanen and Gretzky. Bobrov clears the puck out. Doug Wilson to Ray Bork. There's just over a minute to go in another well-played period, period number 2 of game 2. Here in Rendezvous-87. Bobrov turns the puck to center ice. The NHL All-Stars find themselves trailing the Soviet national team 2-1. Back for the puck goes Vasily Pervukin, and it's an icing call against the NHL All-Stars with 48 seconds remaining in the second period. You know, Bill, we looked at the Quebec Nordiques fan cheerleader tooting that horn. It reminds you a little New Orleans and Mardi Gras, and that's what this week and the Winter Carnival and the atmosphere in Quebec-City reminds you of, a winter Mardi Gras.
Well, the hornblower didn't remind me that much of the Mardi Gras, but I would agree with you. I've characterized the Winter Carnival as a winter Mardi Gras. It's a great, great festive time. He actually bills himself as a professional buffoon, that man that blows the trumpet. For the life of me, I can't imagine why.
John Perron, Montreal Canadiens coach, led them to the Stanley Cup last season. Co-coach, along with Bob Johnson, who is with him on the bench tonight, and Michel Bergeron, who was on the bench on Wednesday night, is upstairs. NHL out of their own end. Green to Anderson. Anderson wheeling the puck over. It was hit by Anderson's high stick. He touches the puck first, and the high stick causes the whistle, and we'll have a neutral face-off just outside of the NHL blue line. Glenn Anderson played at the University of Denver, played for a while for the Seattle Breakers junior hockey in the Western Hockey League, and also on the 1980 Canadian Olympic team.
He is similar, Ken, in my mind, to a lot of the Soviets as far as his great skating skills. He could drive for the net and accelerate while turning. That's one of the strengths of the Soviets that not many North Americans can do, except for guys like Messier, Jim Poplinski in Calgary, Glenn Anderson with Edmonton.
There's another icing against the NHL All-Stars. We have seen a host of icings tonight compared to Game 1 on Wednesday night. We've seen the puck along the boards quite a bit more and much more physical play than in Game number 1.
There's a look at number 12, Sergei Starikov of the Soviet Union. He is a member of the Red Army team. He is the third unit really on this national team, Ken. He's with the third unit. Their number 1 unit is the big Makarov, Larionov, Krutov. Then the second unit is from the Moscow Dynamo team. There are 2 Dynamos in their league, and the third unit are all 5 from the Red Army as well.
Kaminsky On with Bykov and Homyatov. Look at that move. Valery Kaminsky shoots and scores. What a dazzling effort by the 20-year-old Valery Kaminsky. They've compared him to Frank Mahovlich. They say he sometimes is indifferent. Tonight, he has been different. He has been brilliant. And it is 3-1. The Soviet national team has the lead.
Ken, you're absolutely right. The knock on this young Kaminsky is that he is indifferent at times. He's actually been criticized by Anatoly Tarasov. But watch this move. Right in close, getting in behind Grant Fuhr, and he is one of the best in the world at getting in tight and getting it upstairs, so he could have gone either way with that one.
What a play. Absolutely brilliant by the youngster on the replay. Oh, that's as pretty a play as you'll ever see in any country. Starikov over to Stelnov. Homyatov on with Kaminsky, and Bykov as the siren sounds. And that is the end of the second period of play before, as you would expect, a full house in Quebec-City. 1941, Kaminsky scoring unassisted, his second of the night. Krutov, the other Soviet. NHL just shooting it in all the time compared to the Soviet Union. 18-2 in that department. The NHL doing a lot more of it tonight than they did in Game 1. Messier gets the puck across to Anderson. Goulet breaks into the Soviet zone. Fetisov gets there first. Then Anderson gets the puck, and he's sandwiched behind the goal. Opportunity for Kasatonov. Getting the puck out to Larionov. Makarov. He shoots. Oh, Fuhr the save on Makarov. And then Krutov unable to get a drive away. Krutov bodied out of the play. Anderson is checked. Fetisov to Makarov. And Rod Langway will clear the puck out for the NHL. Kasatonov to Krutov. Boy, Krutov and Fetisov have really played well tonight, Bill.
They sure have. Those are the two players that they had to have come through on this big green unit, the #1 unit for the Soviets. I've especially been impressed with Fetisov, Ken. He's really come through tonight as a captain should when his team is really shoved into that corner the way they were after Game 1.
Just over a minute gone in the third period. And the Soviet Union with the puck in a 3-1 lead. Bork breaks up the play. Curry to Gretzky with Bork. 3-on-2. Wayne Gretzky shoots. Oh, and the save by Beloshakin. This is Doug Wilson. He shoots it wide. Bork up from the point. Trying to get the puck through to Gretzky. And it's broken up by Perbukin. And cleared out. Esa Tikkanen. Bork, Ed Manning, Tikkanen, Doug Wilson, Jari Kurri gets the puck. Intercepting. Starikov. Bykov. And out it comes to Kaminsky. He's got a pair. It's 3-1. The Soviet national team. Bykov fans. Kaminsky leaves the puck. And what a shot by Homyatov. And Fuhr had to be alert on Andrei Homyatov. Curry's pass to Gretzky. He's on the move. It's Wayne Gretzky. He's got a man in front. Rochefort shoots. Thinks he's scored. No, sir. Gretzky again. Sets up Jari Kurri, who shoots wide. Wayne Gretzky really sets the table.
Ken, I don't know how Beloshakin stopped that one. Rochefort came from nowhere. Gretzky threaded the pass through a crowd. It looked as if Beloshakin stacked the pass, but Rochefort was going for the top corner. I'm wondering if it didn't hit Beloshakin's handle. What a save.
I'll tell you one thing. Gretzky and Mario Lemieux have not been held down tonight. Mario Lemieux with an attempted drop pass for Poulin. And here comes the Soviet national team on the attack. Fuhr makes the save. Poulin had the winner late in the third period on Wednesday night. Claude Lemieux dumps the puck in. Veli Letonov, the 31-year-old defenseman, getting the puck out to Hamilov. Priakin, his shot, and it goes off green and high and ends up in the crowd here in Quebec-City. What a game. 3-1 Soviet national team.
Ford announces a new
NHL All-Stars had our super slow-mo reverse angle gives us a great look at it. Watch Gretzky thread this pass right between Starikov and number 27, Bykov. What did that do? Off of the arm and then perhaps off of the handle? But I'll tell you, Beloshakin got over so quickly.
Look at that pass.
Look at the agility of the goalie right there. He did not give Rochefort either side to shoot at. He was well positioned right in the middle of the net, and in spite of that, Rochefort thought that he had him. Where did you come from?
Gretzky has been an incredible show tonight, much more like the Gretzky we typically see in an Edmonton Oiler NHL game. Soviets have outshot the NHL in this period 3-1. The NHL has outshot the Soviets overall 20-19. And the NHL finds themselves trailing 3-1. Doug Wilson with a puck on defense with Ray Bourque up the middle to Kevin Dineen. Helping out is Messier. He one-hands the puck in. Kasatonov, taken down heavily. Fetisov clears the puck to center out of the reach of Larionov. Wilson to Bourque. Still 16-15 to go in regulation play. And the NHL has been relatively patient here in the early going of this third period. Messier. Howard Chuck going to the bench after breaking his stick. Verbuchen clears the zone. Bourque fans. Here come the Soviets. Sergei Makarov. He shoots. The save by Pure on Makarov cutting in. Tikkanen. Back to the Edmonton Oiler line. Messier on with Tikkanen and Gretzky at the moment. Messier will be replaced by Curry as Beloshakin makes a big save. The puck in the corner. Wayne Gretzky there. Messier in front. Tikkanen really battling with Tatarakov. That's Tatarakov, the youngster that Bill has mentioned is very aggressive for a Soviet. He was really mixing it up with Tikkanen in front as Tikkanen hits Gretzky. Gretzky cannot get around Mikhail Tatarakov. Verbuchen. Soviets changing on the fly. Intercepting Chris Chelios. Rod Langway with a puck. Looks for Gretzky up the middle. Can't handle it. Valery Kaminsky. Spun around by Langway. Curry. Ring wide for the great one. Chelios to Curry. Gretzky on the fly. Back is Starikov. Intercepting Homyutov. Kaminsky taken out. Goulet leaves the puck for Wilson to Yari Curry. It is non-stop action. Third period. Game 2 of Rendezvous-87 as Ray Bourque moves in. And the left wing is wide open. Kaminsky. Bykov cutting in. Back to Kaminsky. Fakes. He shoots. And Grant Fuhr robs Valery Kaminsky. Bidding there for the hat trick.
Wilson has to play Bykov. Gretzky coming back. I'm sure Kaminsky thought he had him and decided he was just going to flip it in. Fuhr basically took it away from him. Watch Kaminsky backhanded, and after the fact, Kaminsky held his head with both hands skating behind the net saying, "I do not believe you are human, Grant Fuhr."
Gusarov into the corner. Samuelsson turning it up, and he gets it right back. Holm Samuelsson. Bryakin, sure the save. It's 3-1. Soviet Union leads. Just over 14 minutes remaining in the third period. Claude Lemieux doing some yeoman work along the boards. Gets the puck to Mario Lemieux. 2-on-1 with Michel Goulet. Look at Mario Lemieux, and he can't get the one-hand shot, and there'll be a penalty. Sergei Nemchinov, I believe, and the NHL will have the power play, trailing by 2.
Mario Lemieux of the Pittsburgh Penguins holding off number 21 Nemchinov of the Soviet Union with the right hand. Finally, Nemchinov realizes he's beat. Lemieux was just about ready to take that left hand back, put it on the stick, and pull it around Beloshakin. Watch Lemieux with the left arm. Cut. And Nemchinov has no choice on the left side. Gusarov, I think Dave Newell had his choice there, who he wanted to call it against, Gusarov or Nemchinov.
Third power play opportunity for the NHL All-Stars. Their only goal on the first power play of the evening early in the first period at 3:32. Messier scored. Since then, Kaminsky has scored twice, and Krutov has scored for the Soviet Union. Here's Krutov. Killing the penalty for the Soviet national team. Up front with Makarov. Look at this exhibition. Fetisov. The other defenseman is Kasatonov. And it's nice to have a 2-goal lead with 13.5 minutes remaining in the third period. That's what the Soviet national team has.
Boy, we are now witnessing a display in penalty-killing Soviet style. They spread out. They try and lull you into a sense of sleepiness, slow the play down, and when you least expect it, boom, somebody explodes out or into a hole like Krutov and Makarov, and they're gone.
Curry, Messier, Gretzky, Wilson, and Bork. And you get those three Oilers, and they weave quite a pattern. They almost look like an NHL or Russian line as opposed to the NHL. Now Goulet with Anderson and Gretzky. Bork and Wilson still on the points. Anderson knocks into Beloshakin. And the Soviets clear to center ice Krutov. After the puck, Doug Wilson. 48 seconds remaining in the Soviet penalty. Bork. He's stopped. Now Doug Wilson will try his luck. Michel Goulet. Wayne Gretzky. Doug Wilson, great chance. He shoots and scores! Doug Wilson! The Blackhawks defenseman on a power play goal brings the NHL back to within one.
For some reason, Ken, I have a feeling deep inside me that the night is not yet finished for number 99, Wayne Gretzky. What a feed he makes to number 24, Doug Wilson of the Chicago Blackhawks, who puts his head down and just lets it go. Low on Beloshakin, perhaps between his legs, perhaps to his right. You can see Glenn Anderson celebrating in front. What an overhead shot this is. Glenn Anderson was there if there was a rebound. No question between his legs on that one. Well, there's got to be a happy man. And Ken, I have to feel 99 is not yet through.
Look at this pass. He's done it again. He has been superb tonight.
He had 27. Beekhoff coming to him. Beekhoff got twisted around. Boy, they're learning about Wayne Gretzky. He has put on his own clinic in these two games.
Live action. Svetlov gets the puck right back, but it is offside. Soviet Union at the NHL line. 7:33. Doug Wilson, power play goal from Gretzky and Goulet. Boy, this is the greatest time ever for a Bud. 3-2. Soviet Union after losing by 58 seconds of exasperating, exciting, thrilling hockey that's yet to come.
There has to be, Ken. We have 11 minutes and 58 seconds. Here, Beloshakin loses the puck a little bit. Boy, does he not do the wise thing by getting right down on it and smothering it once again on his doorstep. The ever persistent number 14 of the Hartford Whalers, Kevin Dineen.
The NHL tonight on the power play is 2 for 3. They have taken only 2 shots on the power play, 2 goals, Messier and Doug Wilson. They're only 2 goals.
Not a bad percentage as we look at Viktor Tikhonov. Move now to Kevin Dineen. He just won't quit. Boy, did he pull down. I can't see a number. Was it Kasatonov, number 6? But Dineen has just been a driving force. There's a driving force, Ken. It was written in the newspapers here in Quebec, both yesterday and today, that Mark Messier was reported in the dressing room with the rest of the NHL players, stood up, told everyone what they had to do before Game 1, and really has expressed himself as a true leader in this series.
There's a drive by Samuelson, knocked down. Nemchinov trying to get the puck out. He can't. Claude Lemieux battling along the boards, and finally it's chipped to center ice by the Soviet national team. Langway rifles the puck right back in. It is 3-2. The Soviet national team leading. The only goal in this period, a power play goal for the NHL. If this game is tied after 3 periods, there'll be overtime. Claude Lemieux shoots it in. Mario Lemieux after the puck. Beloshakin knocks it away. Look at Claude Lemieux whacking the puck in the corner. And it gets the Soviet bounce. Larionov gets the puck right back. Makarov. Krutov breaks in front of the net. Now the pass to Fedosov just out of his reach. Larionov kicks the puck right to Samuelson. Old Samuelson from Sweden shooting the puck in. Vyacheslav Fedosov, the 28-year-old defenseman, tied up, centering effort. Claude Lemieux can't beat Beloshakin. There was an opportunity for the NHL as they wrestle the puck away from Fedosov, no less. Krutov, Larionov, Makarov is on the right. This is Krutov. Ooh, and he tries to get it back. He shoots and scores! A rejected pass, and then Vladimir Krutov beats Grant Fuhr. That was really a broken play. He tried to pass and then ended up with the shot, and it is 4-2 Soviet Union.
Ken, you're right, it was a broken play. Larionov coming over with the puck. Drops to Krutov, who tried to get it back to Larionov, but right off Raymond Bourque, number 6, skate, right back onto Krutov's stick, and he doesn't like to shoot unless he's about 12 feet away. He was almost within his range. What a great wrist shot he has. There's the pass, right back to him, right at the hash marks. And you could see that Grant Fuhr was already anticipating that pass across and was a little out of position. He reacted properly. He was playing the pass. Who could have anticipated that the pass would have not only been cut in two, but sent right back onto Krutov's stick.
The NHL All-Stars down by 2 now. That goal at 9:19. Krutov has scored twice. Kamensky twice for the Soviet Union. A shot right on by Curry, and Beloshakin makes the save. There's 10:26 to go in regulation play. 4-2. The Soviet national team has the...
3 years they've been training for one race.
Our regular coverage of the NHL resumes on Sunday night, 8 Eastern. Washington Capitals at Edmonton. Then next Tuesday, the 17th, the Islanders entertain the Philadelphia Flyers. Both games, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Here on ESPN, the home of the NHL. 10:14 remaining in the third period. NHL All-Stars down by 2. Gretzky chasing the puck. Kept in by Rochefort. Trying to get it out. Starikov, he can't. This is Stelmach. Ahead to Bikov. The drive by Homyatov. Fuhr the save, and a save on the rebound. And the puck back into the Soviet zone. Boy, Grant Fuhr with 2 key saves there.
Boy, Kamensky actually picked that one out of the air. Who said they don't play baseball in the Soviet Union? He wanted that hat trick.
Sergei Svetlov. He's 26 years of age to Semak. Then Svetlov in the corner. Boy, Langway slaps Semak. From the point, a drive knocked away. And another chance. And that drive deflects wide as Tataranov lets her go. Svetlov losing the puck. It's Gretzky breaking out. He spots Curry. Looks like a magnet. Jari Kurri back to Gretzky. Now Chelios up on the play. Tries to center, unable to. It's Gretzky to Curry. Quick shot. Bello shaking the save. That's remarkable how Gretzky and Curry can combine with a quick pass and a quick shot. Offside on the play. Dineen takes the pass from Chelios inside the NHL blue line.
Ken, you can bet that Wayne Gretzky is going to be on the ice for, I would think, the majority of the final 9 minutes of this game. Watch how fast Curry receives the pass, turns it around with his body turning around to the proper posture, and gets a very, very good shot away on Yevgeny Beloshakin. Meanwhile, at the other end, Homyatov bearing down. Here's the one that goes up in the air. Watch Kamensky come out of nowhere and bang it right against Grant Fuhr's NHL crest, going for that third one.
Back to live action. That shot blocked in front. Good job on the drive by Hamilov. Doug Wilson gets the puck to Ray Bourque. After it is Anderson. He's spun around by Billy Letvinov. Doug Wilson in front and pulled and tied off by Gusarov. Bourque along the boards trying to get a handle on the puck. And the Soviet Union able to clear it. In fact, Sergei Pryakin clears it the length of the ice. Icing the call against the Soviet Union. Boy, in this game, Soviets have had 6 3-on-2s. The NHL only 1. That's one of the key points that Bill Clement told us to watch for. Beautiful artwork, beautiful hockey in Quebec-City.
My new Olympus is the only autofocus SL.
Clement, Tom Mees, our cast of thousands from ESPN. Our help from the Canadians at CBC, and boy, these are precious moments of hockey and key moments for the NHL.
Sure are, Ken. There's Mario Lemieux getting a little snarl on. He needs to get a big snarl on at this stage of the game.
He is on with Howardchuk on his right side. Samuelson on defense with Green. As coach John Perron is mixing things up, Goulet is on the left wing with Lemieux and Howardchuk. Puck comes right in front. It's Mario Lemieux. A backhand shot grazes the post. Boy, what instincts there. Samuelson. And a penalty coming up in front. Mario Lemieux dumped on the play by the veteran Soviet defenseman Alexei Kasatonov. There's a penalty call to break in the action. We'll be right back.
big snarl on and not the little one. Makes a nice move here on the face-off and actually moves through a crowd and around it to get very good wood on the backhand shot, grazing the post. Now continue watching. He is going to come around and Kasatonov will get the wood right up in his face. Right here, down goes Mario Lemieux and Д.Ньюэлл, Johnny on the spot. This gives the NHL another prime opportunity, Ken, to get close.
And the NHL All-Stars already 2 for 3 in the power play tonight. They've only had 3 minutes 38 seconds with a man advantage and 2 goals. Their only goals, Messier and Wilson. That penalty at 11:46. Kasatonov, 2 minutes for high sticking. Both penalties in this period have been called by NHL referee Д.Ньюэлл against the Soviets. And in fact, the only NHL penalty in the first period, and that was a coincidental penalty. So the Soviets have not had that man advantage opportunity. Gretzky, Messier, Curry breaks for the net. Bourque at the point, Wilson at the other. Messier to Bourque. Boy, look at how Makarov comes way out to the point, way out of any semblance of a box on the penalty-killing unit for the Soviet national team.
Can they play so aggressive when they're a man down? And when Makarov comes out to the point, see if you can watch for the other man at the top of the Soviet box going to the other point. When they force as forwards on the NHL defenseman, they always force together. When one goes, the other one goes.
Omyatov can't get it out. Doug Wilson keeps the puck in. Bykov can't get it out. Good job by the NHL All-Stars. Curry bangs it around the boards. Who's there? Yes, Gretzky. Gretzky to Bourque. Curry's wide open in front. Mario Lemieux behind the net too. Gretzky in front. The deflection by Anderson just wide. I think you're right, Bill Clement. We have not heard the last of Wayne Gretzky tonight. Glenn Anderson too well covered as Bykov came back and lingered on his arms. And there's 6:35 to go in the third period. 20 seconds left in the Soviet penalty. This partisan NHL crowd hoping that the NHL All-Stars can come through. On the power play, Mario Lemieux to Wayne Gretzky. Anderson is in front. Goulet. Now the penalty is over. The crowd in the corner, and the Soviets come up with a puck. They clear it the length of the ice, but both teams are at full strength, and this will be icing.
And that's some of the most aggressive penalty killing I've seen in a long time. And the key to it is that they have a system to playing aggressively, as I mentioned. When one forces, they all adjust and flood that side of the ice. It gets very, very difficult to move the puck around. You can't move it through them. What you have to do is shoot it around the boards. We saw the NHL team do that very often, but it takes a lot of time. When Gretzky's standing there waiting for it as it's working its way around the boards, guys like Kasatonov and Fedosov are actually on top of them.
Let's go down in the stands. And it is terrific hockey. 6 minutes to go in the third period, and the Soviet Union leading 4-2. The NHL All-Stars won the first of this 2-game series here in Quebec-City, 4-3 on Wednesday night. Lavrov, look how patient he is, and the puck trickles to Fuhr. He holds it for a faceoff. You will not see many North American, even Scandinavian players, Bill, hold the puck, bring it back as well as these Soviets do so consistently.
They very seldom panic with the puck. Very, very seldom. The man that you were just looking at along the bench is Michel Bergeron, coach of the Quebec Nordiques. He was supposed to be up in the press box tonight, and Bob Johnson, coach of the Calgary Flames, was supposed to be down. They were supposed to switch roles, but Jean Perron obviously has called a truce and buried the hatchet, at least for these 2 games, with Michel Bergeron, and he said Bergeron was so good on the bench with the defenseman, I want him here too. So all 3 coaches are down there. Jean Perron of the Montreal Canadiens, Bob Johnson of the Flames in Calgary, and Michel Bergeron of the Quebec Nordiques. But I'll bet you when things get back into NHL action that Michel Bergeron and Jean Perron will be back at their hostile selves.
The French-Canadian rivalry between Montreal and Quebec City, one of the best in the NHL. Howard Chuck clears the zone. Both teams at full strength. 5:25 to go in the third period. Bryakin, Poulin, and Rochefort break up the play. Amalon shooting the puck in. Uh-oh. In front. The shot blocked. Ooh. Nemchinov had that wicked drive. The pass for Deneen broken up. Nice play by Belletov, the veteran Soviet defenseman. Here's Esa Tikkanen. Now with less than 5 minutes to go, down by 2, the NHL must open it up a little bit. Esa Tikkanen. Mario Lemieux and Claude Lemieux up front. Chelios head manning to Claude Lemieux. Trying to get around Fetisov. No call on that trip. And the Soviets clear the zone. Doug Wilson. He has one goal. Mark Messier the other for the NHL All-Stars. Chris Chelios backhanding the puck in. Beloshakin playing it to the boards. Claude Lemieux a drive. Knocked down by Kasatonov. Now Fetisov. Boy, he didn't panic there, nor does Makarov. And Makarov covers up for Larionov. Kasatonov. Team with Fetisov, who will grab the puck here. 4:07 to go, third period. Soviets. Larionov. They lead it 4-2. Doug Wilson trying to get around Makarov, and the NHL breaks up. This is Chris Chelios, University of Wisconsin product. Back for the puck, it's Stelnov, number 4. He loses it. The shot by Mario Lemieux, and he's robbed by Beloshakin. Boy, that's a rare miscue deep in their own zone for the Soviets.
Especially at this stage of the game, Ken.
Langway. Mario Lemieux. Esa Tikkanen. Kaminsky with 2 tonight, getting in the way defensively on Tikkanen. Stelnov to Kaminsky, the 20-year-old. Again, the youngest player on the Soviet national team. He can't get around Rod Langway. Ulf Samuelsson on the attack, the NHL. To Messier, trying to turn on Stelnov. He shoots, the save, the rebound, and Gretzky unable to get the puck by Beloshakin. Doug Wilson can't keep it in. Here's Kaminsky. Around Messier, and the shot, and the Soviets score. The Soviets get the goal. Andrei Homyatov from the Red Army team, and that makes it 5-2 for the Soviet national team, and only 3:01 to go.
Ken, the NHL All-Stars have had to open it up with 3 minutes to go. Notice number 11, it's Mark Messier back there. That lets Kaminsky basically get around him. Doug Wilson has 2 men to deal with. He lets Homyatov go. Boy, Homyatov made no mistake. Sam right up into the top corner. Here's a good angle to see it. We'll watch it go right up over Grandviewer's left shoulder. Kaminsky to Homyatov. Right up into the top of the net. Gee, they shoot it up so quickly, so well, in so close.
Would you have any trouble saying that number 13, Valery Kaminsky, is about the finest player we've seen out there tonight?
Boy, he is one of the great ones. We mentioned that he was criticized. Actually, Anatoly Tarasov, the father of modern hockey in the Soviet Union, criticized young Kaminsky for indifferent play. And gee, he's been anything but indifferent tonight. He has been a great player for the Soviets tonight.
Here's Goulet, a shot knocked down by Taranov and cleared out, and play stopped. The puck hit by a high stick. There's 2:40 to go in the third period. That goal at 16:59.
Earlier about the Soviet hockey team, and a lot of their sports teams really kind of a microcosm of the Soviet society. They're very structured, very regimented, and they basically leave nothing to the imagination. They actually discourage free expression on the ice, and they want them to conform to a system. It's almost as if they funnel all of the individualism into the system, and I find it interesting that there's an analogy there between their society and their sports teams. They don't show much emotion. They discourage that in the Soviet Union. They don't show much emotion on the ice, but boy, I'll tell you, they can work like a machine. Oh, now you know what they're trying to do? Measure one of the Soviet sticks. This is NHL rules. They are trying to grab one of the Soviet sticks and measure it to see if it's legal.
Soviets are saying no.
Well, they didn't want to give the stick over.
And I believe Dave Newell, the NHL referee, says, well, good, if you're not going to let us measure the stick, then it's an automatic penalty.
That's exactly right. The Soviets are used to playing international hockey. The curves, there is a limit internationally. I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be 3/4 of an inch. And what you do is you stretch. Let's see if we can listen.
Put it back in the back. Give me another one. It's an automatic minor penalty. Automatic, no discretion at all.
They exchange sticks.
Right, they swap sticks. See, can you draw an imaginary line? There's actually a little a machine, a piece of metal that has a tip on it to measure the curve on a stick. Here's Aggie Kuklowitz, the interpreter for the National Hockey League, explaining it to Fedosov.
Dave Newell has clearly said that we wanted to measure a stick, and there was when they tried to look at a quick exchange, and Dave Newell says, hey, you're going to make a quick exchange, that's automatically a 2-minute penalty, you're shorthanded, plus a 10-minute misconduct.
Boy, that's pretty assertive by the referee. Dave Newell says, no, I'll take this one. No, never mind those other ones. I want this one. They pulled it back. And there's no question that their curves are illegal, Ken. We were standing by ice surface watching them. They're using their curves on an international curve, and this is National Hockey League rules.
Well, this telecast being seen live, of course, across all of North America, the Soviet Union, West Germany, joining on a brief delay, and well, so many countries showing the game or parts of it on tape. France, Italy, the Netherlands, Portugal, Switzerland, England, Korea, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Australia, Greece, Finland, Sweden. Most of the world involved in witnessing Rendezvous-87. Oh, it has been a joy, and I know you agree. We have seen unbelievable hockey in both games.
Is that a smirk on Victor's face behind the Soviet bench? It sure looked like it was to me. He looks a little more upset now, but he is under the gun. There's no question in many people's minds that he would have lost his job in the near future, at least, if he had not at least won one of these games. He's been criticized for making this Soviet national team more defensive oriented. He thinks that that's the way hockey is going. And the Soviets for years stressed attack, attack, attack. Tikhonov has come under the gun in the Soviet Union for playing defensive.
You know, we've talked about the Soviet team, their style. The players live 6 days a week, 11 months of the year together, away from their families in special boarding houses near the club training facilities. And then they see their families every Sunday, and they get the month of July off. They make $600 a month, which is, well, 58% better than the average Soviet wage.
And they wonder why some of their players drink too much.
The penalties at 17:20. Kryakin will serve it, 2 minutes for an illegal stick, power play, NHL All-Stars. But they trail 5-2, now less than 2.5 minutes remaining in the wrap-up game of the two-game series. Makarov, Sergei Makarov. Looking for Krutov. They're the two forwards, killing the penalty for the Soviet national team. Down to 2:10 to go. Makarov knocked down by Doug Wilson. Fedosov out there along with Kasatonov for the Soviets. Yari Curry. Mark Messier. Wayne Gretzky in a sweep check by Makarov, who's known as a terrific offensive player, knocking the puck away.
Soviets tonight on the power play. 0 for 1, the National Hockey League 2 for 4, or they would dearly like to make it 3 for 4, 3 for 5 at least.
Goulet hits the chest of Bello, shaken on a setup by Chilios. 1:35 to go. Sometimes in international play, a two-game series, if it's a split, they'll decide the winner by total goals. Not the case here. NHL All-Stars win the first game. If the Soviet Union takes this second game, it's a dead draw.
And Ken, does that not leave it open for a sequel? Can you see it? Beneath the Planet of Rendezvous-87, Part 2, the 13th Friday.
Why don't we come back on Sunday and play Game 3?
A lot of people are asking why it wasn't a three-game set here in Quebec-City. There just was not enough time within the NHL schedule to allow it.
Swetlov, a shot, the save by Dewar. There's less than a minute to go. The NHL All-Stars trailing the Soviet national team 5-2 after winning the opening game 4-3. Gretzky gets it over to Mario Lemieux. He's stopped, may have hit the iron, and Goulet stopped. Gretzky getting the puck back to Goulet. Here's Mario Lemieux. Here's Bourque. He shoots. He scores! Gretzky and Mario Lemieux set up Ray Bourque with 37 seconds remaining.
What a display of effort. The score 5-2. Now it's 5-3. Lemieux, Gretzky, Bourque. Bingo, right behind Yevgeny Beloshakin. From our overhead camera, look at the work that Glenn Anderson is doing in front, tying up one of the Soviet defenders, trying to set up a screen. Mario just threads it out. He tapes it right to Ray Bourque's stick. Beloshakin didn't have a chance on it.
Only 37 seconds remaining. They're ready for the face-off at center ice. Soviets back at full strength. Bork from Mario Lemieux and Gretzky at 1923. All three NHL goals, Messier, Doug Wilson, and now Ray Bork, have come with a man advantage. Larionov, Krutov, Makarov, and Dewar the save. I almost wanted to see that goal. It looked like such a pretty play. Back comes the NHL. Muller taken out by Fetisov. Oh, that was a pretty check. Krutov, 9 seconds to go. Pooling. And the Soviet Union will gain a split here in Rendezvous-87. And by any measure, this International Hockey Week has been a huge success. First and foremost, you thank Marcelo Bou, the president of Rendezvous-87. He has done a superb job putting together this estimated to be $14 million event.
Ken, we couldn't have done it without the help of other broadcasting people in Canada. The director of broadcasting, Francois Carignon, and hundreds of staff workers of Rendezvous. They've really provided us with the support to pull off the event of this magnitude. And from the CBC French television network, the head of sports, Yvon Giguère, they have provided us with such beautiful pictures here in Quebec.
And our friends at the English network, head of sports Don McPherson, producer Cecil Brown, and director Malcolm Charlton. Our thanks to all of those people who have helped us out. Also, we thanks our friends at the NHL, President John Ziegler, Vice President of Marketing Steve Ryan, Vice President of Broadcasting Joel Nixon, also Stu Hackle and Dennis Budin, as well as the entire NHL staff that traveled here to Quebec City. Boy, we are just thrilled to death to have been given the opportunity to travel here and help bring you Rendezvous-87. It's a split. Game 1, 4-3 NHL. Game 2 goes to the Soviets, 5-3. 5-3, the Soviet national team gains the split with victory here in Game 2. They get 2 goals from the youngster, Valery Kaminsky. The veteran winger, Vladimir Krutov, gets 2. Homyatov gets another. Soviet Union plays marvelously. The NHL gets 3 power play goals, Messier, Wilson, and Bork. And there are going to be a number of well-deserved awards handed out here in Quebec City. The teams are ready on the blue lines. Let's go now to the public address announcer here at the Coliseum in Quebec City.
Selected the 2 best players of tonight's game. Each player will receive a serigraphy of the famous Québécois painter Jean-Paul Lemieux from the album Canada, Canada. To present the serigraphy to the winners, let's acclaim 2 of the greatest hockey players ever. Il s'agit du joueur de centre, membre du temple de la renommée Stan Mikita, et du premier capitaine de l'histoire des Nordiques de Québec, Jean-Claude Tremblay. Le meilleur joueur du match pour l'Union soviétique. The best players for the Soviet Union. Le numéro 13, number 13, Valery Kamensky. Le meilleur joueur du match pour l'équipe de la Ligue nationale. The best NHL players. Le numéro 99, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Les Pétroles Esso, l'un des commanditaires majeurs de Rendezvous-87, a choisi d'honorer le meilleur gardien de la série à la suite d'un vote des journalistes. Esso Petroleum, one of the major sponsors of Rendezvous-87, will now honor the best goalkeeper of 2-game series as selected by the committee of the PHWA. Pour remettre au gagnant une sculpture en bronze de l'artiste québécois Marc Martel, accueillons le président des Pétroles Esso, M. Gord Thompson. To make the presentation of a bronze carving from Quebec artist Marc Martel to the best goalie, let's greet the president of the Esso Petroleum, Mr. Gordon Thompson. Le meilleur gardien de but, the best goalkeeper. Le numéro 20, number 20, Eugénie Bellon-Chikin. Un comité spécial formé des journalistes représentant chacune des divisions de la Ligue nationale a été chargé de déterminer par scrutin les meilleurs joueurs de la série au sein de l'équipe soviétique et de l'équipe de la Ligue nationale. A special committee of the Professional Hockey Writers Association, representing the 4th division of the NHL, has been appointed to select the best players of the series for both teams. Le meilleur joueur soviétique recevra des mains du président de la compagnie Panasonic un magnifique système de son de grande qualité. Pour en faire la présentation, accueillons M. Gino Raimondo. The president of Panasonic will now present the best Soviet player with a complete stereo component. Le meilleur joueur soviétique de la série The Best Soviet Player is le numéro 13, number 13, Valery Kamensky. Et maintenant, le président de Chrysler Canada est invité à faire la présentation au meilleur joueur de la série pour la Ligue nationale d'une magnifique voiture Le Baron coupé 1987. The president of Chrysler Canada will now present the keys of a new Chrysler Le Baron coupé 1987 to the best player of the National Hockey League for the 2-game series. Accueillons, please welcome, Mr. Mo Close. Le meilleur joueur de la Ligue nationale, the best NHL player, le numéro 99, Wayne Gretzky. Et maintenant, pour décerner la coupe Rendez-vous-87.
We've seen him for years. We shall see him for many years to come, we hope. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Our Roll Age player of the series, who else but Wayne Gretzky. Magnificent, Bill Clement.
He never ceases to amaze. Honestly, he does not. He can come through in any situation, any confrontation, and he has just reinforced that, I guess, in our minds.
There's more to come. And let's go back down to ice level here at the Coliseum.
Club de l'Union soviétique, le capitaine Vyacheslav Fetisov. Maintenant, Madame Sauvé remettra la coupe Rendez-vous au capitaine de l'équipe de la Ligue nationale. Mrs. Sauvé will now present the Rendez-vous Cup to the captain of the team NHL, Wayne Gretzky.
Soviets win it 5-3. NHL won the first game 4-3. Don't go away. There's a lot more to come as Rendezvous 87 continues from Quebec.